Hi everyone, once again welcome back to Heat Transfer class. I myself Muhammad Rafi, one among the Techie faculty from Assam Engineering College. I have done my MTech from IIT Guwahati and BTech from College of Engineering Trivandrum. So I hope you guys are watching our videos which is uploaded in this YouTube channel, and I hope our effort will be beneficial to everyone. So I am giving my WhatsApp number on this title. So if you want have any query related to the subject, feel free to contact me. So again, I told you GATE is a very unique kind of exam, and we, the techie faculty across the country, we are working to provide you a quality education or training for GATE exam. So please stick to our strategy, practice as many problems, try to utilize this opportunity. I would say try to exploit this opportunity by contacting these resources and try to earn maximum benefit from this effort. Anyway, again, I wanted to remind you everyone while attending my courses or any other courses, please try to make your own notes, especially the equation book. For a subject like application level subject like heat transfer or fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, having an book will help you a lot in the quick revision of the subject. Okay, now in last class we were discussing some equations for heat transfer through a slab, heat transfer through a cylinder or sphere, and we were comparing this with the electric circuit and talking about the thermal resistance. So try to have an equation book for dedicatedly for this subject, and whenever you are coming across any questions or any problem and you find some new concept related to this topic, note down in that area so that it will help you in future also. Now also I am talking from my own experience. Now while preparing these lectures also I am taking reference from my equation book. Okay, so let's move on to the subject. Okay, uh, here in today's class I will be talking about the conduction through heat slab that we already discussed in the previous class, like we were talking about the conduction through slab, cylinder and sphere. So we have discussed this thing regarding the composite slab. So I wanted to recall this once again because this is very important in exam point of view. So it is quite often questions are coming from this area. So for a conduction through composite slab, the basic idea is that converting this question to a corresponding thermal circuit. So thermal circuit is equivalent to the electric circuit. So just identify how many heat transfer taking place. One is T1 to T2, another is T2 to T3. So between which there is some thermal resistance. So if you can draw the corresponding thermal circuit and find out the equivalent resistance, now Ohm's law in current is equal to I equal to V divided by R. So it is equivalent to the thermal circuit. So here I is Q, V is delta T temperature difference and R. So here everybody should remember, once you can write the equivalent circuit, you can easily write the heat transfer equation. Okay, now I told you heat transfer is a application level subject, and we are coming across different kinds of heat transfer in our day-to-day life. So all these three modes of heat transfer, conduction, convection, radiation, will be present in, depends on the scenario, depends on the mechanism followed. It may be a combination of conduction, radiation, or convection, or a combination of conduction, convection, radiation. Depends on the question. As a mechanical or chemical or production engineer, you should be able to find out the heat transfer rate or find out the temperature at some particular point. These are the objective of learning this portion. Okay, now let's discuss about the scenario where conduction convection taking place. So here you can see how, let's try to analyze the physical scenario where the heat is flowing through a composite slab which is kept inside a fluid, whether the fluid may be a liquid or a gas, whatever may be the scenario. Look at here, suppose I am taking two slabs, like one hand, left hand and right hand. Now I am keeping this hand in air. Okay, now this portion of air, suppose, just imagine, imagination is the skill of an engineer. So just imagine here यहाँ पे थोड़ा गर्मी हवा चल रहा है, like it is a very hot air and maybe 100 degree Celsius, 200 degree Celsius, like that. I am keeping my hand over here and outside it is maybe 25 degree Celsius. So from this 100 degree Celsius towards my body temperature 37 degree Celsius, there will be a heat transfer. That heat transfer is called convection. So for convection, there is a resistance. What is the convection heat transfer resistance equation? That I have discussed in the heading of thermal resistance. So it is 1 by HA. If the convective heat transfer coefficient is H1 and the area of cross section is A1, so it is 1 by H1A1. Now that heat flowing from this point to this, reaching to the surface. Same heat. This is the beauty of steady state conduction. One dimensional steady state conduction. We are talking about the one dimensional steady state conduction. What is one dimension? What is steady state? We have discussed in the previous lecture. So if you are watching my video for the first time, please watch the previous lectures, and who are watching my videos regularly, I have my humble request, keep a strategic approach that every time you watch one by one so that you will not miss any concept. And I told you in the first introductory class also, this is my strategy I wanted to follow, is that in starting, I will be discussing everything in detail, all the minute detail, recalling the concept from fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, engineering mathematics, everything. But once I feel whatever necessary is conveyed to you, then we will be moving a little faster. Okay, so if you are feeling this class is very slow, please stick with me. It will be enough speed in the upcoming classes. Okay, now let's discuss about this scenario. What I was saying, heat is flowing 100 degrees Celsius to 37 of my skin by overcoming this resistance. Now the beauty of steady state conduction, whatever heat is coming here will be reaching to here and crossing this body and reaching to the other point and crossing that body, again reaching to this. This is the beauty of conduction, steady state conduction. That is, Q is a fixed quantity which is coming here, going across this, coming here, going across this, coming here, going across this, coming here. This Q will not be changing. This is a steady state because I am not adding any heat to this, I am not taking away from this. This thing you have to keep it in your mind, because if you know this idea, this concept, it will be very easy to approach any question from this area. Now once you know this thing, when you can visualize this problem scenario, the next step is drawing the thermal circuit. So drawing thermal circuit is not that difficult. What you have to do, just identify here conduction, convection, conduction, conduction, convection, right? Convection, conduction, conduction, convection. So if you know this much area, then you can find out the equivalent resistance for a series circuit, R1 plus, R2 plus, R3 plus, R4. Now that is the equivalent resistance for this particular circuit. Now if you know the equivalent circuit, we all in the last slide also we were talking, yeah, if you know the R, if you know the potential difference V, then the corresponding current I equal to V by R. So I equal to V by R. Whatever by the potential difference. Suppose I am taking potential difference or the temperature difference between these 2 points. This is the beauty of convection, steady state conduction. Now the Q is equal to between these 2 points. What is the Q? What is the potential difference or temperature difference? Tg minus T1. What is the thermal circuit? R1 or 1 by H1A. It will be the same if I am considering these two together. Then what is the potential difference? Tg minus T2. Instead of T1, I am considering this point. What is the heat transfer taking place between these 2 points? Okay, Tg minus T2. Then the resistance will be R1 plus R2. Okay, so this is, you should remember, whenever we are talking about the thermal circuit, this is why we are converting any heat transfer problem into thermal circuit. Then the analysis will be comparably easy. Understood? And we are going to utilize this idea by while solving the problems from previous year questions. Okay, let's move on. Now, read the question. Like I said, our approach is read the question thoroughly, identify the scenario, write down whatever required equations, and find out the answer. Now again, since we are just started to solve previous year question paper, again this is my humble request, as a student, as a GATE oriented student or a focusing student, what you have to do is that first of all understanding the different types of question, because for gate exam there are different types of question. What are they? Yes, you already know. But one is MCQ, multiple choice question. उसमें क्या होगा, एक ही क्वेश्चन में काफी ऑप्शन दिया जाएगा होगा, उसको we have to find the right answer. Here this is a MCQ question that we are going to discuss. Another is numerical type, उसमें ऑप्शन नहीं होगा, हम क्या करना पड़ेगा, you have to write whatever answer given. So अभी जो क्वेश्चन जो हम सोल्व करने वाला है उसमें also it could have been a numerical type question, but this was a question in GATE 2009. तो उस टाइम में न्यूमेरिकल टाइप का क्वेश्चन नहीं है, तो अभी आगे में ऐसा क्वेश्चन रिपीट करेगा, मोस्ट प्रोबब्ली इट विल बी अ न्यूमेरिकल टाइप क्वेश्चन. एंड अनदर वन इज अ मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चन. एक ही क्वेश्चन में दूसरा दूसरा ऑप्शंस होगा, मतलब आउट ऑफ 4 ऑप्शन either one answer will be right or both A and B, or 2 answer will be right, or both or 3 answer will be right. So there will be a combination. So as a competitive exam, your mark or your rank is purely dependent on the performance of the other people. So how to tackle this problem? Only way is practice. So practice as many problem, try to contact the respective faculty, clarify your diet, and again I am telling you, make as many mistakes so that it will help you to rectify your weakness. Okay, so without much delay, let's try to solve this problem. So how to solve this problem? First of all, read the question thoroughly, identify the scenario. So here let's see how this is happening. So there is a steady state heat flow through a composite wall and both convection also happening. So here, like I said in the previous case, some quantity of Q is flowing across this fluid with convection and reaching to this point. Again from there it is reaching to this point. Again from there it is reaching to this point. Again from there it is reaching to this point. Which point? This क्या है? We are talking about the quantity of heat Q. Now for every question, similar kind of question, I told you drawing the thermal circuit is important. Now we identify what is happening. Some convection is happening here and conduction within this body, again conduction in this body, again convection in this area. Right? Now I am going to convert this scenario into my respective thermal circuit. So यहाँ का temperature कितना है? Tg. And then reaching to this point, यहाँ का temperature कितना है? T alpha I, but उसमें नहीं दिया गया है. Now we will be reaching to another point. Suppose I name T1, T2, then T3, then T infinity. Now for any question, you just look at what are the details given. Okay, now just write down here Tg equal to 20 degree Celsius. 20 degree Celsius लिखने का जरूर है. 20, ये -2, ये कितना है पता नहीं, ये this is our question, and H1, this is the resistor, so 1 by H1A. area तो same होगा सबका, तो I am omitting A here. I am just for the sake of solving. Okay, 1 by HA, here it is B1 by K1, here it is B2 by K2, here it is 1 by H2. Now let me see what are the details given. Yes, 1 by H1 I can write 1 by 20, B1 by K1 I can write what is the thickness here? Yes, 0.3 divided by 20, and B2 by K2, what is the value here? 0.15 divided by B2 by K2 कितना है? 50. Yes, and here it is 1 by H2, 50. So once you know this much, we can apply. I told you heat transfer rate will be same across the body, the composite wall. So you, for the sake of solving, in order to get my right answer, I am clubbing this into two categories. Heat transfer taking place between Tj to T2 and heat transfer taking place from T2 to T infinity. So that is your common sense what we are applying, because just to make to get the right answer on with the less step. So if I am writing the corresponding equation, the heat transfer between this Tj to T2, what is the V by I, right? Or V by R. V by R means temperature difference Tj minus T2, And what is the R? There are two resistance, convection and conduction, so it will be 1 by 20 plus 0.3 divided by 20 should be equal to, what is the heat transfer in this area, what is the potential difference? Heat is flowing from T2 to T infinity, so T infinity I can write -2, okay, divided by, what is the resistance here, 0.15 divided by 50 plus 1 by 50. So now if you, this much you can write, then heat transfer portion is over. Now it is pure mathematics. You are getting an equation with one unknown T2, right? So one unknown and one equation, so you can solve for this, so you will get T2 equal to 3.75 degree Celsius. Okay, so this is the right answer, option number C, Chennai. Now the same question, it could have been asked in different way. One is without giving this option, numerical type. So what you will do, they will be asking right answer at maximum 2 digit like that. And another one, you can have degree Celsius, instead of degree Celsius they could have asked in Kelvin. So for GATE exam, writing the right answer or getting the right answer is very important. Rather than many of the students, they might have practiced similar question, they might have made, they might have the idea of the thermal circuit, everything, but still they will not get the right answer just because of their ignorance, or their like they are not that focused during that time. So how to improve, how to avoid these mistakes? Only way is practicing. You practice as many problem, always utilize the GATE calculator. Whenever you are practicing GATE problem, only use the GATE calculator. And I am telling you, GATE is not checking your handwriting skills or your other skills. So how fast you are getting the right answer, that is very important. So you need not to write all these steps like I have done, drawing this thing and writing 1 by h1, b1 by k1, b2 by k2, all this thing you need not to do. You just draw the directly the thermal circuit and directly take down whatever data is given, directly move on to the question and find out the answer. Okay, so let's, with having said this, let's move on to the similar kind of question. Okay, so next question, pause the video and try to answer yourself. Okay, let's do it. So here, this is also a similar kind of question. Everybody read the question, and only few difference. One is, this question is a numerical type question. In 2009 it was a MCQ, in 2018 it is a numerical type question. Same concept, same idea, heat transfer is तो same है, क्वेश्चन का जो मेथड इज डिफरेंट. तो वही है, गेट का वही है, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन में बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. ठीक है, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन का सेम कंसेप्ट चेक करने के लिए थोड़ा उल्टा पुल्टा करके भी पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है, इसलिए प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन तो तुम आप लोग 3 बार 4 बार 5 बार सोल्व करने से भी फायदा मिलेगा. ठीक है, उसमें फर्क पड़ता है काफी बहुत. So let's stick to this question. Here it is almost similar to the previous question. Only difference is that whatever heat Q is coming by convection, reach into this body Q and moving across this body Q, and that is by conduction, and it is flowing, it will be flowing. But here what is the question? Find out the TP. So let's draw the corresponding thermal circuit. I told you, we already know TP, sorry, this is what is the T infinity, TP, TQ. What is happening there, we are not concerned. So it is convection. You need not to write all this thing in the exam point of view. In real exam you need not to write all those things, you directly move on to the question. Okay, so T infinity how much, कितना दिया है, yeah, it is 45 degree Celsius. एंड इसका कन्वेक्टिव थर्मल रेसिस्टेंस के लिए 1 by HA होगा, 1 by HA, A तो सेम होगा 1 by 10. TP कितना है पता नहीं, बट कंडक्शन का थर्मल रेसिस्टेंस L by KA. So L कितना है 0.2, K कितना है 2.5. A I am just omitting because A is common for both. TQ कितना है, TQ का वैल्यू इट इज गिवन एज 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस. इतना तक लिख गया, then it is very easy, right? Rest is same. I wanted to find out the heat transfer rate or temperature at TP. So I will just club it as per my convenience because it will be same conduct steady state conduction. So I am just compare the heat transfer in these two section. So section identify हो गया तो only first of all I equal to V by R, right? I equal to V by R. So V is potential difference or temperature difference. Temperature will be always flowing from higher value to lower. So I am writing 45 minus Tp divided by 1 by 10 equal to, here it will be flowing from Tp to 25 divided by 0.2 divided by 2.5. Now I am solving what we will get. Let's try to solve 450 minus 2.5, 25, 25p. So if I am solving, I will get, I have the answer. Yeah. What is the answer? Huh? This is the answer. You have to put the right answer as 33.89 corrected to 2 decimal place. So you may have an error of maybe 0.5 degree Celsius. And here important the degree Celsius, it is specifically mentioned. So you know not to convert into Kelvin. You have to write whatever answer you are getting. You have got just like that. Okay, so this is a question asked in 2018 set number 1 with 2 mark. 2 mark will make a lot of difference in your gate rank. Somebody will be getting qualified just because of attending such kind of question. Somebody will be getting disqualified just because of making mistake in such kind of question. Okay, so be focused, practice. I will repeat the same sentence again and again because I know my students. You will be watching YouTube is not the final step. Watching YouTube is the first step from which you have to start prepare your question equation book. You have to start solving your problem. You have to discuss with your concerned faculty. Either you talk with the teacher from your institute or you can interact with us also, then clarify your doubt. There only you will be cracking the gate, and we are here to we are here committed to crack the gate. So guys, friends, my beloved friends, take it as a very serious advice. Okay, let's move on. So having said this, let's try to solve this question. Wow, 2000 ये कब का क्वेश्चन है? 2007. 2007 में क्या हुआ है? 2007 का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है? कुछ इंपॉर्टेंस है। 2007 में मेरा +2 एडमिशन हुआ था। ठीक है, कोई नहीं, ऐसे ही बकवास करो। लेट्स मूव ऑन। सो हियर देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, ए बिल्डिंग वाओ हैज टू बी मेंटेन्ड एट 21 डिग्री सेल्सियस। ड्राई बल्ब वो क्या होता है? ड्राई बल्ब एंड 14.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस वेट बल्ब, ये क्या होता है? टेम्परेचर अंडर दिस कंडीशन इज 10.17 डिग्री सेल्सियस। ये क्या होता है भाई? ड्राई बल्ब, वेट बल्ब, ड्यू पॉइंट। ओह वेरी टफ। लेट्स सी कब से टेम्परेचर 23। ओ अगेन ड्राई बल्ब, इंटरनल सरफेस। कहने का मतलब यही है, ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? एक्चुअली देयर इज अ रूम, उसका अंदर का कंडीशन है 21 डिग्री सेल्सियस डीबीटी ड्राई बल्ब टेम्परेचर, 14.5 degree Celsius wet bulb temperature and 10.17 degree Celsius DP बोलते हैं हम, ड्यू पॉइंट, DPT, राइट। तो ये रूम का हम इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल सरफेस कोएफिशिएंट। ओके, सो इफ द बिल्डिंग वाज कंडक्टेड, इट इज कवर्ड, this is a scenario. I will be explaining what is dry bulb, wet bulb and all this. We are very much interested to share the thermal science. So here what will happen? Some temperature is there. So this will be trying to conduct or heat will be flowing outside. Our question is that the heat starting from here Q will be reaching to the surface again Q, reaching to the outside again Q, and flowing away again Q, because it is a one-dimensional steady conduction I am talking. I am not considering all the direction, I am considering one direction at a time. Now again, what is this dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, and dew point temperature? These all are the concept from refrigeration and air conditioning. So those who have studied this subject, they will be getting enough idea. But those who have not studied this thing, don't worry. These all are the while we are measuring the temperature using a thermometer, the for ambience we are just measuring the temperature of ambience. So ambient have other parameter, not only air, some moisture also will be there. So a combination of moisture and air, other gases, that is make our atmosphere. So in order to make the temperature, we have some technique. One is keeping the bulb, वो तो थर्मोमीटर का जो टिप होता है उसको बल्ब बोलते हैं हम. तो ये बल्ब को हम ड्राई करेगा, देन वी मेजर अ टेम्परेचर, इट विल शो सम वैल्यू, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ ड्राई बल्ब टेम्परेचर. वही बल्ब को हम कुछ कॉटन वगैरह यूज करके इफ वी कीप इट वेट, then it will show some other temperature, that is called a wet bulb temperature. And also if I am with some external force, if I am trying to reduce the temperature of this atmosphere, and it will start creating some dew at some particular point of time, it will start showing dew on the surfaces. So that temperature is called a dew point temperature. Anyway, we will be discussing this thing in an elaborated way once we get an opportunity to interact in the subject called refrigeration and air conditioning. Anyway, that is not a very important point here. Here we are concerned about the conduction or the convection, what is happening here. So I would like to elaborate this process in a better way, but let's try to convert this problem into our thermal circuit. So here the thermal circuit will be coming out. Heat is flowing from 21 degree Celsius, अंदर से नीचे बाहर आ रहा है, ठीक है. सो फ्रॉम 21 डिग्री सेल्सियस इट इज कन्वेक्टेड, राइट, फ्रॉम दिस एरिया इज कन्वेक्टेड. सो इट इज कन्वेक्टेड and reaching to the surface. Again it is conducted through the surface. Again it is convected. So this is a convection, this is conduction through the wall, and this is convection. Now tell me, what are the temperature? 21 degree Celsius here. Here what is the temperature here outside? The outside temperature is minus 23 degree Celsius, right? What is the surface temperature here? यहाँ का टेम्परेचर कितना है? I don't know actually. I will be like, our question is what, finding out this thickness. इसका जो वॉल का थिकनेस क्या है, B कितना है, ठीक है. तो here you have to remember, in this question it is specifically mentioned if the wall of the to prevent condensation. तो कंडेंसेशन कब होगा? The heat is flowing from this point to this point and to outward. Heat will be the condensation will start the moment the wall attain the dew point temperature. The moment wall attain the dew point temperature, then only condensation will be taking place. So I can say this point temperature, this temperature will be 10.17 degrees Celsius. This is the only pitfall. This is the only twist in this question. Rest of the things are same. If you know this much, then you can easily find out what is the thickness of the body. So let's find what is the thermal resistance here, 1 by HA. What is the H value inside? H value कितना दिया है भाई? Internal heat transfer coefficient 8, right? So इसका 8 लिखा है. External का है 1 by 23. एरिया को मैं इग्नोर कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि उसमें ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. B by K वैल्यू कितना दिया है? 1.2, राइट. नाउ इट इज इजी. जैसा हम प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन किया है, क्या करेगा? जस्ट राइट डाउन द इक्वेशन. तो टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस 21 to 10.17 डिवाइडेड बाई 1 by 8 A होगा equivalent. Whatever heat is coming from this point to this will be crossing that body and reaching to ambient temperature of minus 23 degree Celsius. So I can write 10.17 minus 10.17 minus minus 23 divided by B by 1.2 plus 1 by 23. तो दिस इज ऑल्सो हीट ट्रांसफर का कंसेप्ट खत्म हुआ है, अभी हम ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट द मैथमेटिक्स। मैथमेटिक्स में क्या है, वन इक्वेशन विद अ सिंगल अननोन। तो इफ यू सोल्व दिस इक्वेशन you will get b value as 0.407। उसका यूनिट क्या है, it is mentioned already, it is in meter। okay, so ये क्वेश्चन also 0.407 ऑप्शन नंबर 2 or Bombay। so here the same question like I said in the previous class also, the same question could have been asked as a numerical type, then if you make a silly mistakes in by using your calculator you will end up with some answer, but you will not have any surety whether the right answer or wrong answer। okay, now let's move on to the next question again, which one is the next question, yes, okay। so here this is a quite lengthy question। कब का क्वेश्चन है देखो, क्वेश्चन कब का है, 2000 2019 2019 का है, सेट नंबर 2। सो दिस इज कितना मार्क का पूछा है, 2 मार्क। कौन सा टाइप का क्वेश्चन है, न्यूमेरिकल टाइप। तो दिस इज आल्सो क्वेश्चन थोड़ा लंबा दिखता है, ठीक है। सो डोंट मिस सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन आल्सो। इफ यू हैव इनफ टाइम गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन एंड इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ क्रैक दिस क्वेश्चन, इट विल नॉट लाइक गेट में। दूसरा बात भी है, नॉर्मली इफ द क्वेश्चन इज टू लेंथी देन द आंसर विल बी वेरी शॉर्ट, ऐसा भी होता है कभी कभी, ठीक है। सो लेट्स ट्राई टू सोल्व दिस क्वेश्चन। 3 स्लैब्स है वो तो दिख जाता है, joined together as shown in the figure, there is no thermal contact resistance, ये सब ब्ला 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 ऐसे ही लिखता है, थोड़ा लेंथी होने के लिए, थोड़ा कंफ्यूज कराने के लिए, तो हम तो इसमें ध्यान नहीं देते, ठीक है। सेंटर स्लैब एक्सपीरियंस नॉन यूनिफॉर्म इंटरनल हीट जनरेशन, वाओ, विद एन एवरेज वैल्यू इक्वल टू, अच्छा, when the left and right slabs have no internal heat generation, all slabs have the thickness of equal to 1 meter and thermal conductivity of each slab is 5 watt per meter Kelvin, and two extreme faces are exposed to a fluid with a heat transfer coefficient of 100 watt per meter, all are same 30। the heat transfer in the slab is assumed to be one dimensional steady, अपना interesting point, one dimensional है, steady है, तो हमारा है तो, and properties are constant। अच्छा, if the left extreme face is temperature is left, क्या होता है ये मेरा लेफ्ट, द राइट एक्सट्रीम टेम्परेचर, इसका टेम्परेचर कितना है, क्वेश्चन तो सिंपल है, बहुत इजी है। इसी है क्या, नहीं तो इसमें क्या होगा, थोड़ा ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंट स्टूडेंट भी होता है ना हमारा, जुगाड़ जो मैकेनिकल और ये इंजीनियर का ये है, मतलब वी आर बाउंड टू डू सम जुगाड़, तो ये ज्यादा दिमाग वाला क्वेश्चन है। ज्यादा दिमाग वाला क्या करेगा, दे विल गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन, दे विल नोट डाउन, या ये तो यहाँ पे क्यों जनरेशन हो रहा है, सम हीट हो रहा है, कोई बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुआ है, कुछ भी हो, यहाँ पे कुछ हीट जनरेट हो रहा है, इट विल फ्लो इन विच डायरेक्शन, इट इज वन डायमेंशन, इट इज दिया है, तो हीट इज फ्लोइंग दिस डायरेक्शन दिस डायरेक्शन। तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, यहाँ का जो थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी है इट इज 5 वाट पर मीटर केल्विन, इट इज 5 वाट पर मीटर केल्विन, इसका थिकनेस सेम है, सब सेम है ना, यहाँ का जो कन्वेक्टिव हीट ट्रांसफर कोएफिशिएंट है सब सेम है, और बोला गया है कि यहाँ का टेम्परेचर 100 है, तो यहाँ का टेम्परेचर कितना है। तो ज्यादा दिमाग वाला क्या करेगा, सारे चीज सही में, तो क्यों, मतलब जो यहाँ पर भी 100 है, ये तो बिना सोच के बिना करके थोड़ा ओवर स्मार्ट करके क्या करेगा, 100 मार्क लिखेगा, एंट्री मारेगा, क्लिक करेगा, हैप्पी रहेगा, इतना सिंपल क्वेश्चन, 2 मार्क। कितना मिला आपको अभी, यू विल गेट 0 मार्क। न्यूमेरिकल टाइप क्वेश्चन में कोई नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है, बट यू आर मिसिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट 2 मार्क विच विल डिसाइड योर स्कोर एंड रैंक। सो ये क्वेश्चन क्या करना है, नथिंग बट ड्रॉइंग, लाइक just visualize what happening here some heat is flowing, or you can say thermal circuit में बनाएगा, it will be like this। तो यहाँ का टेम्परेचर मान लो 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस, यहाँ का 100, और यहाँ का टेम्परेचर 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस, और यहाँ का we don't know, right, we don't know। now ये बीच में क्या हो रहा है, Q जनरेशन हो रहा है. So whatever Q is generated, it is interesting to note that whatever heat is generated, some portion is flowing this way, some portion is flowing this way. So I can write Q generated will be equal to Q. Suppose I am terming this Q1 and this is Q2. It will be plus Q1 plus Q2. Now, what is the total heat generated? What is the total heat generated? It is given 10,000 into volume. What is the volume? Length into breadth into height. So, breadth into area. 1 into area, suppose I am taking it as A. Now, what is the heat transfer Q1? That we already know, conduction, convection, right? So, heat is flowing from this point to this point. So, suppose I am taking this temperature. No, you can say instead of considering, sorry guys, I am just considering this portion only, okay? So because whatever happening here, it doesn't matter. It is whatever heat is generated here, Q1 is reaching here and Q1 reaching here and Q1 going out. So whatever reaching here, Q2 reaching here and going out Q2. So if you add Q1 and Q2, it should be equal to Qgen. Understood? So I can just considering the heat transfer in this small area only. So let's try to find out 100 minus 30 divided by HA. HA means what? Okay, HA means what? 1 by HA. H कितना है भाई? 1 by 100 plus टेम्परेचर कितना है, T2 minus 30 divided by कितना है 1 by 100. So I am this is beautiful. In this question there is no need of conduction. I am just utilizing the concept of thermal circuit just to equate whatever heat is generated which is going outside by convection from the outer surface. Inside में कोई conduction हुआ है उसमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ठीक है? तो इसका what will be the, if I am solving now, it is pure mathematics, one equation one unknown. So इसका हम क्या रहेगा, क्या मिलेगा भाई, 100 ये तो 70 हो गया, T2 माइनस 70 हो गया तो 40 हो गया, T2 का कितना आ गया 6 ही आएगा ना, कितना मिल रहा है, yes the value of this answer is 60. So if I am converting all this thing into simple idea, the answer will be 60 degree Celsius. Okay, I hope you guys were able to follow. Let's move on to a new topic or new important parameter which is called overall heat transfer coefficient. I told you in our day-to-day life we will be coming across of the scenario where the combination of conduction convection taking place. So in order to make a little fast analysis or little in order to make a little more easy comment on any process, we are introducing a new terminology called the overall heat transfer coefficient, which will take responsibility of conduction plus convection. So if it was only conduction, we will be concerned about the thermal conductivity. If it was only convection, we will be concerned about the overall convective heat transfer coefficient. So if both are coming, we are introducing a new terminology which is called the overall heat transfer coefficient. This thing in our as of now it will not have much relevance, but it will be very much important while we are talking about the heat exchanger, because heat exchanger is a perfect example where convection conduction taking place together. So in that scenario we will be recalling this concept. Okay, now let's move on to overall heat transfer coefficient. The same thing whatever we have discussed, convection taking place, conduction taking place. So we are drawing the corresponding thermal circuit. We are just equating this expression, whatever heat transfer taking place is equivalent to a new equation which is just like HA delta T in convective heat transfer coefficient. H was a convective heat transfer coefficient, but I am replacing this with a new terminology, that is overall heat transfer coefficient, which will be responsible for the convection conduction heat transfer. Okay, now this is the expression for this particular scenario. So for any particular heat transfer equation where conduction, convection taking place or conduction radiation taking place, there is a combination of these different modes of heat transfer. I will equate the corresponding heat transfer equation into UA delta T or UA temperature difference, and that U will be equal to the overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, so this will be utilized in the heat exchanger problem or while we are discussing the convection, forced convection, there also sometimes it will be utilized. Okay, let's move on to the next idea. So here you just like the conduction, conductivity, if U is high, heat transfer rate is high, right? If U is high, it is responsible for high heat transfer, and if U is low, then the heat transfer is low, just like the conductivity. Now, I told you in the previous class that while deriving the expression for the thermal conductivity through cylinder, slab, and sphere, I told you we were defining equation, different equation, just because their shape is different. That is here clearly visible. For a cylinder, if you move from the center to outward, the area is changing. So you are getting an equation Q equal to like this, and sphere you are getting another expression for the heat transfer rate. So in order to make a comment on the comparison, suppose there is a cylinder, there is a sphere, and there is a slab made of different or same material, and you wanted to make some comparison. So in order to make our discussion or the just like the how we were introduced with the overall heat transfer coefficient, there is another terminology called logarithmic mean area for any material which is changing the area rapidly, suppose cylinder and sphere. So in order to make the comparison between the similar object in slab shape, we are introducing a term called the logarithmic mean area, which will be responsible. That means if I am writing the equation H Q equal to UA delta T or Q equal to HA delta T, or you can say UA delta T, this A will be responsible for this logarithmic mean area. Okay, so here if I am, since it is a conduction, if I am omitting K, I can write logarithmic mean area of a cylinder, which will be equivalent to a slab having a thickness R2 minus R1. So these three bodies, cylinder, sphere and slab, will be having the same heat transfer rate Q. If I am making the average area or the logarithmic mean area of A2 minus A1 just like this. Understood? Both all will have the same heat transfer phenomena. So this is just to make a comparison, and we whenever there is a change or any parameter, suppose in case of a heat exchanger, in case of a heat exchanger also we will see temperature of the fluid, whether it is a hot fluid or cold fluid, the temperature will be changing across the length. So in order to make a uniformity, we will be introducing a terminology called logarithmic mean temperature difference. So there also the concept is almost same. Whenever there is a parameter is changing across any length or any area, then we will introduce to make a uniformity. Okay, so here this is sometimes in competitive exam they will ask what is the logarithmic mean area of a particular cylinder having the outer radius R2 and inner radius R1 like this. So you have to remember AM equal to A2 minus A1 divided by logarithm A2 by A1 in case of a cylinder, and geometric mean of the area will give the in case of a sphere. And I told you in cylinder what is the shape of the temperature profile. It will be logarithmic in nature in case of a cylinder, and hyperbola in case of a sphere, and linear in case of a slab with a constant thermal conductivity. Now this much was I was prepared. Now let's stop today's lecture with the problem. Again, a question from 2004. So let's read the question. A stainless steel tube of 2 centimeter. So I will try to draw this for better understanding. There is a tube having a internal radius and external radius. So this is the scenario. A hollow cylinder is there with this material covered like this with the internal radius. Suppose I can say this is R1 and I can say this is R2, right? And what is happening for over this uh, I am covering with the insulator. This is quite normal now. In our day-to-day life, we will be covering our any conductor with an insulator to protect that particular object. So this one also got some. Sorry for my drawing skills. Anyway, so this one also got some radius. I will say R3. So R3 is equal to R2 plus that thickness. So R1 कितना है? R1 is equal to 2 centimeter, R2 equal to 5 centimeter, R3 equal to 3 centimeter thickness है तो कितना होगा 8 centimeter, right? Now all the things are given. The question is if the temperature difference between the innermost and outermost heat transfer rate per unit length. This is also very important. Suppose I told you, like we were talking about the logarithmic mean area for any object, whether it is a cylinder or a sphere, it area is changing starting from the center towards the radial outward. The area is changing. So in order to compensate this, in order to consider this thing, in most of the case for cylinder we will be talking about the heat transfer rate per unit length. But in case of a slab which is having a uniform area, we will be talking about the heat transfer rate per unit area. We will call it as heat flux. आप लोग इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक्स में वगैरह पढ़ा होगा heat flux, right? Or electricity flux, magnetic flux, anything per unit area. But for cylinder and sphere, we are not concerned about the unit area, rather we are concerned about the unit length. Okay, so now let's see how this could be solved. So here q per unit length, I am just simply using the equation. So here also I have to write the thermal circuit. What is the temperature? Suppose T1, this is the point T1, right? And T2 and T3, T1, T2 and T3. So T1 to T2 to T3. So T1 to T2, what is the thermal resistance? It is purely a conduction. So logarithm of R2 by R1, I am writing here. Logarithm of R2 divided by R1 divided by 2 pi K L. This is the thermal resistance. इसका क्या होगा? Logarithm of R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi K into L. So if you know the resistance R1 and R2, R equivalent will be equal to this. You can T1 minus T3 divided by R equivalent, right? So what is the R equivalent? R equivalent is equal to, I am directly writing, it is given 600 divided by logarithm of okay, sorry, I made a small mistake. These all are diameter, not the radius. तो इसलिए तो ध्यान से पढ़ लेना मेरा क्लास में भी, ठीक है? I wanted to make this statement. I am not the master in heat transfer, okay? I am just also a learner like you, but we are just exchanging our knowledge. And I am also committed to share the idea or knowledge or experience I am getting. So always, whenever I am making any mistake, please feel free to correct me, because again, I don't have any like this is how things work or the system should work. Okay, so if I am making any mistake, please let me know, I will try to correct. So here I made a mistake that instead of taking the diameter, I am termed the diameter as a radius. Okay, that was a very serious mistake, so don't repeat such kind of mistake. And I am also not editing this video because I am just giving you the raw concept. So nobody is perfect. You are making mistake, I am also making mistake. The point is whoever correcting ourselves. So I am here to correct myself. You guys also, whenever we are making mistake, have the approach to correct yourself. Okay, so let's correct each other and move forward. So what is the answer here? Logarithm of 2.5 divided by what is the another radius? 1, right? Yes. 2 pi k1 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 is कितना है 19 2 pi k1 19 नहीं है शायद वो what was the question? Let me check. Just a minute, okay? Yeah. 2 pi क्या कितना है कौन क्वेश्चन में तो दिया है 2 pi 19 प्लस R2 कितना है logarithm of 5.5 divided by 0.5 2 log 2 pi ये कितना है 0.2. So ultimately you should get an answer which is equal to 944 divided 0.72 watt per meter. So everybody please practice this question by yourself because in between I was also making some mistake. But the theory is same. There was no any mistake in my explanation. Only thing is that I was not like I was finding some difficulty to pick up the answers. Anyway, so option number C again Chennai scored. How many of you are a fan of Chennai Super Kings? I am not a fan of IPL anyway, so I don't have any favorite teams. But I am very great fan of football. So if you are a football fan, please let me know whether you are EPL, English Premier League or La Liga or anything. And this season, as a Barca fan, as a Messi fan, it was not very good for me, but still looking forward for the next season. So this is how I wanted to present you today's lecture, and I wish we will continue with the next class with a very important topic that is called the critical radius of insulation. So like I said in the previous class as well, please share with your friends and other people so that this effort will be beneficial to everyone. And again, we are undergoing a pandemic time. So I really looking forward to assist you, to support you, to achieve your goal, whether it is cracking a gate or cracking your campus recruitment or anything. And one very important point again and again, remember, you guys are focusing for GATE exam. I really appreciate it. But the thing is that GATE is not the end of the journey, or GATE is not the ultimate aim of your journey. So even if you are not able to crack the GATE exam, have a faith in yourself. Try to utilize this knowledge, whatever you are gaining from this course or any other course, in a different way. So I know we have cracked the gate, we have got admission to IIT, and some of my friends, those who have joined PSU, some of my friends they have pursued PhD. So there are many career pathways. And remember, all these people, nobody is successful. Some are successful, some are still struggling. So you should not have the myth like just by cracking you will achieve everything. So let's focus, give your part, try to your level best, and let's see how things coming in the future. Okay, so have a nice day. Let's meet on the next class. There we will be discussing about the critical radius of insulation. Till then, bye bye.